Okay, Sunday, 16th of March, 2025. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Study Sunday, be more careful imposing your standards and morals on other people. So there's this interesting little phenomena I've kind of noticed with regards to socializing and being around people, is that we automatically impose our expectations and standards on other people, assuming, that's the deadly word there, that they have the same values and standards as us. Now, I've heard this elsewhere, and I've heard it's quite prevalent, but I don't know the details, but it's something I've consistently noticed in myself. And because there's a scenario, someone I know, and I'm thinking, I'm doing all these things, and yet, why aren't they doing these things as well? And I slowly realised that if they truly had the same values and expectations and standards as me, they'd be messaging me, contacting me, and asking how did I do it? How did I build it? How did I create it? How was it done? By definition, if they wanted it, they'd ask me how. But the fact that they weren't asking and contacting me to how I did it is evident that they have different standards. Now, you could say that's sort of common sense, but it's important to codify and to articulate common sense, because then we can understand it, quantify it, and build on it. That meant that they had different standards than me. Of course. Different expectations, of course. So when you start to understand, it's empathy, really, when you boil it down into one word. When you start to understand that everyone's got different standards and different values, then you can start to realise that what survivorship bias, really, what worked for me may not work for them, and vice versa. Very important. What they want, what they do every day, may not be suitable for me, and vice versa. They might have indeed complete different end goals, complete different reasoning, complete different logic, complete different rationale. Why do this? Why do that? Why this? Why not that? Why not like this? Why not 2 rather than 4? Why not tonight rather than tomorrow? Things like that, any reason. Really, when you follow this logic, you start to realise that in some way logic itself, and this is just me spitballing, that logic itself is subjective. What is rational and logical for one person will be totally irrational for someone else. Makes total sense. Why? Because the starting point, the experiences, and the end point are completely different. What I want is different from what you want. And what we want is different from what they want. And what they want. And what they want. Etc. and etc. And that's powerful to realise. Because then you start to think that everyone's got their own motive, everyone's got their own reasoning, and everyone's got their own logic. It's very subjective. Makes sense. And then you can say, don't be so narcissistic, the world is more complicated than that. I did a video about this months ago, a year or something ago now. And that's profound. Again, it's common sense, but we want to internalise and codify these things, because then we can work with it. Then we can point to it and define it and build on it. I mean, that took a while to realise, that did. And then you can say, well, if people are not doing what you want to do, they want different stuff. That's powerful. And then to recognise that and to work with it, helping them get what they want, diplomacy, trade, you name it, they end up helping get what you want. Trade, transaction really. They want to achieve that, help them achieve it, and they'd be more inclined, reciprocity or trade, whatever, to help you with that thing over there. Makes sense. When you understand, the more you understand about people individually, what he wants, what she wants, etc., the better. The better you can work with them, the better you can help them, the better you can cooperate with them. It makes sense. It makes sense. So when we assume, that's the key word, the deadly word, as I said earlier. The deadly word is we assume. When we assume what they want, well, assume, A-S-S-U-M-E, assume makes an ass out of you and me. Exactly, straightforward. Meaning, not everyone wants the same thing what you want. And that took a bit of thinking to realise that. Not everyone wants the same thing what you want. Because I realised, as I completed something recently, no one was asking me how they did it, or how I did it. How this, how that, anything like that. I was thinking, why is that? That's a bit peculiar. Because fundamentally they want something different. They don't care enough about what I want, same values and standards. They want something else. Fair enough. That's it. And that took a lot of theorising and observing and talking and socialising to fully conceptualise that and to really understand it. But yes, it just makes total sense. That's the exact reason why I'm here right now in nature, and millions of other people are not in nature, because different standards. Not everyone wants to be here in this part of Wales, let's say, for whatever reason. That's powerful. So we have to be careful imposing what we want, or what we think, what we assume, there's that word again, other people want. That can lead us astray, hold us back, make things inefficient, risk wasting time. And the more you understand them, the better you can cooperate them and work with them. That not everyone wants the same thing. We all want different stuff for different reasons. And that's important to understand fundamentally. Very important. But otherwise, Adrian's Daily Vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.